Yo, what's up guys, it's Aptrix here and I am finally back again with my normal videos. I had been very sick for the past 3 days, so I couldn't even upload a handcam video, but nonetheless we have an amazing update. I have gotten my hands on the first ever working build of Panda 3Ds Emulator for Android. As you guys know, Panda 3Ds is a brand new project, open source, not a forked version of Citra, but a brand new 3Ds emulator for Android, which we'll be taking a look at in today's video. We'll be setting it up, I'll be talking about minimum requirements, we'll be testing out some games. So before starting, if you guys are new here, smash that like button, subscribe, turn on all notification. With that being said, let's get started. Quickly, I also want to let you know that the build which I am using is developer's build, so this build of Panda 3Ds isn't really available to the public for now, but it should be soon available on its official GitHub page. And also I have just cleared data of Panda 3Ds to showcase how it feels to set up this emulator. So currently the Panda 3Ds 1.0 build which I am testing is developer's build, so I can showcase the current capabilities of this emulator and what else can you expect from this emulator in future. So first of all, let's go to the input settings. Right here you will notice that there is control mapping, which means that you can connect your physical controller if you wish to do so for 3D simulation on Android. We also have an on-screen touch control layout. Let's go back from input and head on over to appearance. Now you get multiple themes such as dark theme, black theme, and after you press back you will be able to notice that the theme will actually change. So once that has been set, you will notice that the accents for the emulator will also change. We'll now get orange accents, which is pretty neat. Let's go to advanced option where we have the setting which I always like to enable, that is the performance monitor. It will show overlay to showcase the amount of FPS that you are getting, including memory usage, etc. We'll also enable shader GIT for shader recompiler, and once that has been done, now we should be all set to trying out Panda 3Ds emulator on Android. First of all, we'll need to tap on this plus button and select our 3DS game files into Panda 3DS. So I have just selected the Pokemon X game file and immediately you will notice that the game has opened, and at the top left corner you will be able to see some statistics. But the first thing, which is a bit of major problem, is the fact that the text or fonts aren't being loaded properly, at least for now in this 3DS emulator. As this is the first actual working build of Panda 3DS emulator, it's not completely stable, so you can expect lot of issues such as the graphical problems which you just saw and the crashing issues, including poor speed percentage and much more. But this is just an testing build, it's not the original representation of this emulator. By the way, I disabled the shader recompiler, that's why my game was able to boot past the title screen. But as you'll be able to see during the cutscene, the first cutscene where Professor introduces himself, you can already see lot of bugs such as the black hole. I don't know why it's just present there, and also the background. Oh my god, I just threw my phone. Anyways, the background is also very glitched, including the text, etc. And even the Professor has some dark spots, and now Professor is completely glitched out, as you'll be able to see. And you will notice in the FPS bar that we are only getting around 16 to 24 FPS while emulating this game on an Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 Android device with 16 GB of RAM. But the Pokemon texture is being loaded properly for some reason. Right here the FPS increased all the way up to 48. Immediately you can also notice that the gameplay got very smoother, and now when it shifts to the 3D perspective, again the FPS went down. So as I was saying, this is not the actual representation of Panda 3Ds Android port. This is just an alpha build provided by the developers. There is still lot of work yet to be done, as this is an emulator which is to be developed from the beginning. There will obviously be lot of issues which need to be fixed, just like Citra 3DS Android. When it started back in 2018, it had lot of issues. None of the 3D titles were even playable. But you won't have to wait for years for the developers to work on Panda 3DS Android, because it will get pretty stable. But if you just go ahead and press back, you will get the exit button or resume button. Anyways, let me just go ahead and add Pokemon Sun, and then we'll test it out as well. We can consider Pokemon Sun as a bit of heavy title, and unfortunately I'm just seeing an black screen, so we can assume that Pokemon Sun doesn't work on Panda 3DS emulator Android for now. So this time we'll be trying out Super Mario 3D Land. The FPS issue is also present, so even on high-end titles it's not really using the full capabilities of my Android device. That's why it's running at 18 to 20 FPS. I cannot even feel my device getting hot. Like, this is not complete emulation, that's why we are getting so low performance, because if there weren't any speed caps, then I would be getting like 200, 300, 400, 500 FPS and my device temperature would have increased. it's like using Instagram or WhatsApp. Like it's not even consuming that much of CPU usage. That's why we are getting so low FPS. And yeah, it's a bit hard to check out everything when there is an wide screen and none of the text is actually visible. And as for the audio output, it is also not working for now in Panda 3ds Android. Now I'll be covering this emulator in my upcoming videos. We'll be checking out all of its major updates, including gameplay test and checking the progress for ourselves, like from the alpha builds of Panda 3ds to the stable builds. So be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on all notification, as I'll keep you guys up to date with all the latest emulation videos. And yeah, the game has some shadow issues also. The graphics aren't being rendered properly. So yeah, that was all about the Panda 3ds Android's beta build. I'm hoping to see major improvements in the next upcoming updates. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.